colleges, at the universities and cultural institutions. So if they had a huge theater like this one here, people could see performances about the Polish history in Polish language. So that's why they decided to build it. The place was controversial. You can still see the old church from the 13th century. And there was a big monastery standing here. So to make the space for the theater, they demolished the monastery actually. But then people like it very much because the main architect planned it this way that the front facade is almost a copy of the Paris Opera House. And if you go around, you will see lots of traces of the Vienna Opera House. And these places were very fashionable, so people were satisfied. Now that was always a great place for our culture. While we got back independence in 1918,
而且特别学演嘛，各个国家的很报告，然后他说他们有点
Всем добрый день, доброго здоровья. Сегодня я присоединился к экскурсии. Это бесплатные экскурсии, которые организованы по городу Кракова. Есть два варианта. Это на английском и на испанском языке. В принципе, как я сейчас изучаю, то, естественно, я пошел на английский. И, в принципе, человек со средним уровнем можно понять главные идеи гидера. И, по крайней мере, походить. Это пешеходная экскурсия, по-моему, двухчасовая, то есть не сильно напряженная. Посмотреть прекрасные виды.
Yeah, we don't sell tickets. If you enjoy the tour, you can leave a tip at the end. That's why we call it. Where are you from? Far away places.
Yeah, hot places.
Yeah, hot.
No, we missed out the school yesterday.
I also remember he told me that you have the same attitude to drinking vodka. Yes. Like, you drink vodka, I drink vodka.
Yes. 通常翻學你見我坐邊排都唔係因為想睇書，邊度嗰旁啲男仔靚啲，喺圖書館讀書都係嘅，即係個男仔靚啲。We are now outside the medieval city. The main road came to Krakow from this side, and from the end of the 13th century, the city councils decided to have the walls around, and they built 5 kilometers of them and constructed 47 such towers. So the city was well protected. And in the 15th century, they added this round fortification, which is called the Barbican. Now, the Barbican was slightly further away. On the pavement, you see little stones. They show you a shape of a corridor that joined the Barbican to the walls. And in peaceful moment, the road came first to the Barbican through the bridge at the other side because there was a small river flowing there. And the soldiers checked whether the merchants were really merchants and didn't carry any weapon. And then they just could enter the city. But in case of invasion, very often the cities were surrounded by the enemies for a few weeks. And the enemies tried to climb up the walls to enter the city. So the Barbican was useful. It had 130 shooting windows. So even if the enemies were already here, the soldiers safely from the Barbican could shoot at them back. So that's why it was a good fortification from the medieval ages. Well, as you see now, the walls sent a special letter to Pope in Rome to send the relics of Saint Florian because he's a sacred patron of firemen for the Catholic Church. Now, the Pope agreed because together with the letter he got a big gift. And as you probably know, relics were very expensive. He sent his hand. You wouldn't like to see it. It's not just like broken, just the black color hand, quite bright, one in the churches. The 500 people behind the Barbican, they show it on the 4th of May, on the St. Florian Day. But people wanted to see the whole city. That's why they came the window and to open another one. He has a special procedure. Now the first window is towards the Valvo Castle, the passage is for the king. The second for the square, for merchants who paid him for the job. The third was really for us. He has to greet all travelers who come through St. Florian Day to the city. We did, so I wasn't lying. And now he placed towards the back of the church. That's for the rest of the citizens, not to offend anybody. No, he's a real person. We have 4 trumpeters. Every 12 hours, another one comes to the top of the tower in beauty, and they have to climb up 271 steps. So he spends these 12 hours at the top. But don't feel sorry. He plays only for 4 minutes, then he goes 1 floor below, and there is a cute flat with a bedroom, a bathroom, and just kitchen, a computer, Wi-Fi, and the best view of the city. So some people feel jealous about this flat that he has for 12 hours. Well, there is a legend. People believe that he never finishes, and that's why he plays this way, that he prolongs the last note, and it seems to be cut off somewhere in the middle. And the story tells you that's because of the Tartars invasion. So Tartars, Mongolians, were invading Poland in the 13th century very much. In 1241 and 1243, they burned Krakow totally. Only 2 churches made of stone managed to survive, and I will show you one of these churches near the Warsaw Castle. And according to the legend, the attack was early morning when people were asleep, but the trumpeters saw them and started to trumpet. So people were running to the gates to close them, but unfortunately at the gate one of the Tartars already waited, and he decided to silence the trumpeter. He shot the arrow at him. The arrow went in. He located it at the Warsaw Castle hill. In 1399, the Queen Jadwiga was dying, and she decided to leave all her jewels for her husband Władysław Jagiełło to buy a separate building. So when she died, the king kept the promise, and Władysław Jagiełło started the most powerful dynasty that we ever had in our history, the Jagiellonians. We ruled Poland for 250 years, and in the 15th, 16th century, because of them, we had golden ages in our history. So in the 18th century, professors of this university voted to change the name from Krakow Academy into the Jagiellonian University, and we still continue just to use this name. I guess half of the cardinals that voted to John Paul II didn't know where Poland was located. So it was gloomy, isolated from his country, but this election changed the life of many millions of Polish people and changed the history, because now lots of historians consider it to be the start of fight for independence. The communists were really scared by this election, because for the first time the eyes of the whole world were concentrated on Poland. And people discovered that the communism was still here, that human rights were violated, people could be arrested for anything, for a bad look at the policeman, even go freedom. And nobody could help them. So there was just half of Europe was under the communist regime, cut off totally. And the Pope did a great job, because he was never isolated in the Vatican State. He started to travel, and he considered himself to be the president of the Vatican State. So he said that he deserved meetings with important politicians and presidents of the country. Century people consider them to be primitive architecture. He started to reduce them into pharaoh style. This one survived because the church belonged to a convent of nuns who never communicate with the outside world. Saint Clare's nuns. And nobody considered them to be influential for the politics or anything like that. So they reduced Jesuits influenced the king Sigismund III Baba, who was a strong Catholic. So he gave them lots of money to build a proper Baroque church. But as you see, not everything went according to the plan, because the front facade is made of expensive stone. But if you take a look to the right side, you see only the facade. The rest was made of bricks, cheap way of building. Now, the same king moved the capital to Warsaw in 1609. He needed the money to rebuild the capital. And instead of sending for the church, he started to rebuild his royal residence. So that's why the church has double faces. Barracks for the Austrian army were inside of the castle, so royal chambers disappeared totally. Outside architecture is original, inside this is reconstructed. If people send enough money for 1 week of working, they were rewarded with a prestigious tablet. And before the second war started, this is also the war castle. There were 20,000 houses. The Nazis started to smash them. And in 1940, at night, people managed to hide and climb only the 700 that we have today. So that's in memory of all people who ever donated money. No, the places are, of course, from all over Poland, but you will see places like here. It's Minnesota, Indiana. Down there, a few places from Chicago, New York, Baltimore. Up there, you can see it's Argentina and Parana in Brazil, France, can be Poland or Italy. There were places where Polish people emigrated in the 19th century for 2 reasons. No? There were a few uprisings which were not successful, and the Russians wanted to send people to Siberia. Low temperature and hard work were going to kill them. So people quickly packed suitcases and escaped with the whole families. And some villages were so poor that there were sometimes that encouraged people to pack everything they had and run across the ocean. Again, there is a greeting from the king in Latin. Si Deus nobiscum, fis contra nos. This means if God is with us, who is against us? A very proud quotation from the Bible that was a policy of the Polish kings. Well, now we don't need invitation because this is a museum, just luckily. And I think you will have a nice surprise at the other side of the game. So let's enter. Quite big, isn't it? Well, now it's considered to be the most precious part of the castle because, as I mentioned, the inside was devastated by the Austrian soldiers, so outside building, especially in the courtyard, is considered to be the most precious. This is the third version of the castle. First was built in the 10th century Romanesque architecture, and now there are only ruins under, so the archaeologists are quite busy there.
Как я и говорил, что в принципе еда здесь недорогая, в принципе где-то уровень наших цен. Сейчас просто после экскурсии времени очень много, чтобы пойти там перекусить. Поэтому решил просто зайти в кафе. Заказал себе там суп. Сейчас второе блюдо поднесут. То есть я заплатил на наши деньги примерно 130 гривен. Такой кафешка. Такой гуляш большой. То есть, в принципе, здесь, по крайней мере, от голода не умрешь, это точно. И человек имеет небольшое количество денег. Явно голодным не будет.
I didn't realize everyone was like,
So, everyone, hello to a few new faces. Hi, I'm Gosha. Hello. Very nice to see you all. We just walked for a walk from the old town here to Kazimierz. And it's a perfect time to summarize a few things for you guys that I said. You remember that you guys who started from the beginning, remember the Jews started to settle down in Poland 11th, 12th century. They started to settle down in But then there was this huge fire. The Jews were accused of causing it. And there was
Это еврейский район, Казимиш. Очень красивое место. И очень богато историческими всевозможными знаками. В том числе и трагическими.
vraiment grand vidéo.
Gather right here. Just be careful because we will have cars passing. So yes, try to step over there. No, don't cross this place because you may get hit by a car. So just stand right there, okay? Cars. You go inside and you have this heated storage area. First thing, look what we have there. They have this roof. And to pass from one room to the next one, you have to pass the door support. How many of you read Chronicles of Narnia?
I'd like to see, at least see the outside of the castle. I don't think we might do that awesome! So we won't have telling
Yeah, I want you to look over there. So find yourself a place where you can see the building behind me. Yes, so let's stand against that wall and we'll leave this side of the streets free. Now, let me question you just a bit. Do you remember how many Jews lived in Krakow before the war?
65,000.
No? 65,000. Very well. How many synagogues do we have around Kazimierz? Yes.
and you were like, oh, I'm just in the whole other group. They're really nice. I forgot about that. I think that was the worst. I was at my blankets when we were leaving. We got to became home. So at one point it was just the two of us. And then we like around. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Yeah. Back road was. Yeah, that was. We were slithering out. We slithered in. Luckily we got that. We tried it for a big day one. Yeah, exactly. I think something else was trying to get a taxi as well. Yeah, I did.
telefono.
Очень красивый закат.
You need 10-minute walk from the garden castle.
Indeksi ne kohtiin mission, että joku niistä maahan.
Vediamo di osservare la nave.
Yeah, come closer. Try to hug now.
Всем добрый вечер, доброго здоровья. Сегодня 1 января и вечерний главная улица, так называемая рыночная улица города Кракова. Это главная улица продолжает, так сказать, празднование в полном масштабе. Единственное, что, конечно, уже сцена демонтируется, но людей очень многолюдно на улицах, и уличная торговля идет в полном объеме.
Ovo je rekao to čimu što Bog.
Może zupę?
Nie!
И сегодня планирую отведать их нетрадиционный супчик журек. Колбасы какие-то итальянские.
To jest naprawdę zimno.
Свечи его. How much is it?
It's not ready, but you have
okay.
ready here. 15 for two.
Zabiera wszystko, wiesz, że tak zabiera wszystko, wiesz, że tak. A, konie nam uciekły wtedy. Uciekły nam konie, przebiegło 30-40 przyczepy.
Nasza Emilka pojechała do Lublinu.
Сладости, пряности.
Kampery? Jak to jest na... Jak jest po włosku? No, i takiego...
Ale mówisz o tym ty, tak?
Ja chcę ostry.
Сейчас супчик отведать. Самое время. На улице, конечно, колотунчик, но людей довольно много. Как минимум не меньше, чем вчера.
za czas.